So let's talk work lunch. Normally, when it comes to work lunches, the humble sandwich tends to be the go-to. However, in this video, I'm going to be giving multiple options around that, and I do not have a script with me, so please bear with me. Given the ever-increasing number of working adults with adult money, consider maybe taking a step back into childhoods with the humble mac and cheese. Now I know, probably not the first expectation. However, mac and cheese can have a very strong place within the workplace.
Now, I'll be completely honest, normally when I go on about mac and cheese, I feel like I'm being incredibly biased, but actually that's not the case. The benefits of mac and cheese as a lunch option are almost limitless. It's versatile, it's vegetarian, you can add whatever you want to it, it can even be made vegan as well. Mac and cheese is one of those foods that as a child you know it all the time, and in America and the South for example, it is hugely popular, but as a grown adult, it does not get enough respect at all. And yes, it can absolutely be made ahead of time, put into the fridge, and taken with you wherever. That doesn't deter the quality of it whatsoever. A lot of people think it does, but that's not the case.
Option 2. Bagels.
Bagel boys, dum dum dum, bagel boys.
Okay, so I do feel a little bit dirty adding this one in.
This is admittedly probably the closest thing to an actual sandwich that I'm adding onto this list. I'm also intentionally avoiding using salad because, like, everybody knows the salad. Salads are not any kind of new surprise for lunches. That being said though, whilst bagels are absolutely massive in America, particularly the globally known New York style bagel, they don't really get as much recognition over here as, honestly, I think they should. They're incredible cold or toasted. You can have, again, literally everything you want on them. You can change them up daily without any issue whatsoever. They're great for both a breakfast or lunch option as well. Honestly, I think bagels are very easily a great choice.
Now with all this said, if bagels being close to sandwiches is not really your thing, this might be another option. Option 3, burrito bowls.
I just want to give a really quick shout out here to Barburrito. I am aware these guys are not the first ones to ever do a burrito bowl, but they are the ones that introduced me to the burrito bowl and probably a lot of others as well. Once again, like many of the other options here, the versatility of the burrito bowl is absolutely incredible. It can be had cold, straight out of the fridge, it can be had warmed, and if you have like a microwave or something like that, the versatility of the temperature is one thing, and the versatility of what you can have in it is another altogether, and both of these make it an incredible lunch option.
By now you've likely realised that many of these options are of course assuming that you have the ability to warm food at work, whether via a microwave or other means. However, many of these options can also be had cold, such as the next one, option 4, quiche.
So this choice on the list, I have very mixed feelings about, admittedly. Now, on the one hand, it is a great alternative to sandwiches, as it's more of a tart, it's got more of a bite to it, the crust is unbelievable if done correctly. It also has the added side bonus of being a phenomenally British dish, despite it actually being a French invention. However, with all that being said, there are a number of downsides to this one as well. For the first of them, there's not a whole lot of adaptation or variation that can be done to the dish itself. The first major struggle that this dish runs into is that it is incredibly dairy heavy. There's a lot of cheese involved, there's a lot of cream, quite often there's additional butter added to the mix, not just the butter involved in the tart crust itself. Now, I also realise that the mac and cheese from the first option runs into that exact same issue. However, these two differ with the issue of the second obstacle. The second obstacle that the quiche would run into that the mac and cheese doesn't is the amount of variation involved in it. Mac and cheese has the ability to be altered and changed in multiple different ways. You could have a Cajun mac and cheese, a seafood mac and cheese. You can have white truffle mac and cheese if you feel really fancy. However, when it comes to quiche itself, there usually is only two major options. There is the traditional quiche, which is simply the cheese, and sometimes there's onion added to that as well. Or there is the quiche Lorraine, which is very similar to that. However, it usually has either ham or bacon added to that as well. And if you are vegetarian, then of course that one would be far more difficult in order to do.
A super quick heads up, in a future video I will be doing a completely dairy-free mac and cheese, which can possibly be translated over to this quiche as well. With this said though, let's move on to the fifth and final option on this list. Option 5, sushi. Here is where we get adventurous.
Sushi rolls, I believe, is a very decisive option that could go one of two ways. You're on the side that would either love sushi and think this is the best possible option I could have actually come up with in this video, or you've either never had sushi before, you've had it and you're not a fan of it, and you believe that me adding this to this list means that I'm going to expect people to run out there, buy the ingredients and make sushi for themselves at home. Small note, please don't panic, I'm not asking anybody to do that. See, while I understand what is involved in preparing your own sushi, I haven't actually put those into practice myself. I simply understand the theory on it, and I understand that whilst it is an art form, very much so, it would be incredibly difficult to be able to prepare sushi at home within your own kitchen and be able to prepare it, store it, and set it up as a lunch, even as a meal prep idea for the week ahead. With that said though, the amount of variation that sushi products are able to give on a regular basis does make it a very strong option for a lunch choice, as this would be a admittedly niche but very good and very healthy alternative to the likes of the work lunch sandwiches.
For very obvious reasons, the work lunch sandwich has been a very popular option. However, hopefully this video has given a bit more insight into other choices. For any other of my videos, and if you have any questions whatsoever, I can be found on absolutely all of these platforms, and I hope to see you again soon.